Hey viewers, and welcome to another daily quote. Today I'm going to talk about the amygdala and consciousness. So, as you guys can see here, this is a drawing of the amygdala, which is a part of the brain a lot of people associate with fear. So, how did I draw this? Well, I actually found this in a craft magazine, and it was supposed to be more funner, like there's supposed to be like a cute little duck, with the mouth moving, but I was like, hey, I'm on this self-awareness journey to improve myself, so I'm like, why not relate it to what I'm facing? So, here is the mouth of the amygdala. It's like a piece, I learned it was like an almond shape, and this is what every time that I get anxious, every time that I get afraid, all this thing is doing is just, it's like a chatterbox. It's like blah 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 blah. And so basically the amygdala is sending all these signals out to make me so this is like a Wi-Fi adapter. The Wi-Fi adapter is catching all these fear signals coming from the brain, and then once I react to that, I usually do like compulsions, or it could be like no fap or a fapping journey, fapping, or a whole bunch of other checking compulsions, doing this, doing that, addictive tendencies. And basically, the amygdala, what it is based in fear. All it's doing is talking a bunch of nonsense that doesn't make any, that's just a bunch of BS, to be honest. So it's all fear and scariness, and it leaves you with all these questions. You're questioning it, you're being afraid, and that's exactly what this thing wants you to do. It wants you to be afraid. All it's doing is going blah 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 blah, and the signals that are sending to the brain, you're reacting to it. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, and that's what this little piece of almond shape in your brain wants you to do. I realized that this has basically been with us since we were out in nature, whatever, biology stuff. We evolutionized with this fear mechanism. Of course, it was good when we were, didn't have houses and all that junk. But now it's like, come on, honestly, in my environment right now, there's nothing I should be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of in this present moment. I mean, there's not gonna be a freaking lion at my door. I mean, I'm inside of a house. I'm safe. I mean, what the heck? But yet again, of course, the mind is so powerful. So it's sending you a bunch of these signals, all these feared situations, stuff that doesn't even exist, all this BS your brain's sending you, and you react to it. So do I, of course. I mean, 10 years, my brain's always been doing this, and I've been falling victim to it. I've been played a fool. It's absolutely ridiculous. A brain controls me like this, and so I already realized this going on. So I made another quote to go along with this, and this quote is anxious. Switch consciousness on. So I drew a little light switch in the front of the brain, because what I learned is that when we're afraid and when we're reacting to things with anxiety, we're not really truly thinking. We don't have that prefrontal cortex on. It's switched off, because all we're concentrated on is the fear and this primitive part of our brain, which honestly is pretty big compared with the prefrontal cortex. And so we have to realize, especially I have to realize, is that whenever I get anxiety, I get a rise in anxiety, I have to be conscious. I have to be aware of what is going on at that moment. I have to be smarter than the fear. I have to observe and be conscious of it. That's why I have a prefrontal cortex. If I didn't have a prefrontal cortex, I'd be the same as a dog. But we have to turn that part of our brain. We were given this amazing part of our brain that helps us think, that helps us process information. So if we were to actually use that when we get anxious, then we wouldn't get anxious anymore, because we would actually be like, okay, why, you recognize the feeling, and then you're like, this is just anxiety. This is just a feeling that I'm having right now. It's just a feeling. It doesn't exist. It's just a feeling. There's nothing to it. It's just the amygdala talking to me again. I'm picking up the amygdala signals. The almond is talking to me. And all I need to do is turn on the consciousness. Of course, it takes a lot of work, because I've been training myself. I habituated to basically feel that anxiety. I've been habituated to react to it, to see it as bad, to see it as scary, to let it take me over. But come on, I'm smarter than that. I'm an adult now. I've learned so much things that my brain hasn't even evolutionized. So it's time to evolutionize my brain. I'm going to take back control, and I'm going to turn on my consciousness. Thank you guys for watching. This is the amygdala and consciousness.